You there, thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Lines Forever. Today I have a 3v3 ladder match here on the most amazing Neuroxis map generator. Let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players, starting for Team 1 in the West, also known as the Blue Team, ending with Team 2 in the Southeast as the Red Team. Starting off with Team 1's Northeastern player, then going Southwest and then Northwest, we have in Amethyst Purple, Team 1's U. He is a Seraphim for this match. He is a 1920 rated player, the highest rated player on Team 1, and barely the highest rated player overall. To his southwest, we have in Stitch Blue, it is the Cybern player of Barf Eater. Definitely a visceral image there. He is a Cybern for this match as a 1542 rated, and to his north in Royal Blue, it is Nuclear Justice or Nuke for short. He is a Cybern. He is a 1477 rated player. So for Team 1 side of the map, they have two Cyberns and a Seraphim. No Aeon, no UEF for Team 1. Starting off with Team 2's Northern player and following kind of a similar-ish pattern. We have in Ruby Red to the northeast, Team 2's UEF player of Way She Goes. She is a UEF for this match as a 1612 rated player. And to the southeast, it is the one and only Aeon player of the map. It is Sains. He is an Aeon for this match as a 1578 rated. And to his west, we have in Orange Color Orange, it is Nya Marine. He is a 1911 rated player, the highest rated player on Team 2. So for Team 2 side of the map, they have one Aeon, one Cybern, one UEF. Team 2 lacks Seraphim. Team 1 lacks Aeon and UEF. So all factions are represented, just not on each team. And for these 6 players on the map, let's take a look at the reclaim situation. Currently sitting at 36,000 mass in reclaim, which makes it 6,000 mass per player. That is a lot of mass to go around. And there are definitely clumps, essentially kind of regulated the Team 2 and Team 1 side of the map. You see this lower section and upper sections for both teams. Pretty much a nice little expansion slots down here. So that's where most of that mass is. There is some a little bit in the middle, but it's still, even then, kind of regulated to this is Team 2 side of the map, this is Team 1 side of the map sort of thing. So there's really no super fighting over mass, except for these tiny little spots in the north where we see 2 players on Team 1 and 2 players on Team 2 moving in to go for that. And with the mexes, there are some expansion slots. Of course, same situation as the reclaim. It's mainly in this kind of sectioned off or side panel over here. You know, there's a trimex position. Was that 5 or 4? That's a quad mex position, another quad mex position, and then a trimex position for Team 1 over there. And then again, similar thing for Team 2. First come on, come action has occurred between Way She Goes and You. Again, going after that middle set of reclaim. The map in this 3v3 ladder match is very much a north and south lanes. The middle, there is no access point for land, so it's going to be either air going across or over, I should say, and land in the north and in the west. There are a couple of units breaking through the front lines from Team 2. Couple of Mantis outbound from Barfeeder moving in to just harass those NGs from Team 2. You and Way She Goes still having at it, and it looks like Way She Goes not feeling super well. Team 1 PD going to be built here shortly, trying to secure the position. And again, she's not giving up just yet. She's holding position for now. There could be a nice little run-by attempt, but because it's such a narrow corridor, it's not really super great. It essentially lends you to the same spot regardless, so Team 2 could easily, and for Team 1 of course, just fortify this main base, and you essentially have most angles, so it's going to be not really run by territory for long, if at all. So we'll see how the game progresses in the land. I expect to see at least 1 air player. Again, given the map, there's going to be 2 land players, 1 in the north and 1 in the south for each team. Transport inbound with a couple of units. Looks like maybe there's an NG on board, but that gets denied. Interceptors having a disagreement about color schemes. Lots of interceptors running around for a couple players on Team 1, and of course some for Team 2, but those kind of got wiped out a moment ago. T2 Air is online, going for T3 immediately. Same situation here for Team 1, but slightly ahead. It's not going to be too bad. I think that's about an ASF or so that Team 1's going to have ahead of Team 2. But again, 1 or 2 ASFs is not the end of the world by any means. Do you see way she goes continuing to push? You going on another upgrade. Already has gun on board. Most likely oh. No, that's that is an arm upgrade, so that's going to be a T2 upgrade at a minimum. Overcharge takes out the remaining engineers here for you, and way she goes is kind of trying to do double duty with her comm with their forces down there in the south. Not really a whole lot going on. All the action has been happening essentially in the north. We saw a couple run-bys, couple attempts for some flybys and whatnot, but nothing too dangerous. Couple of hoplites holding position for now. Barfeeder going for, I would assume, stealth on board that comm. Already has gun on board. Going for hoplites, not for the rhinos. I know there's a Wagner in there, but not the mainline tanks that you normally see at T2 tech. T2 gunship going to get wiped out of the skies here by the interceptors from you. And way she goes is, again, just slowly being pushed back and back and back into this narrow corridor. Has a couple of units just holding position just in case there's a run by on that way, but I would probably position them all the way here, because you can actually just come in, wipe the units out, and then move around and not go essentially to the east side of the map and just cut across diagonally. But if you push them back, essentially to here, you'd have some bit of warning, but you'd pretty much be guaranteed that yes, the forces are actually coming that way. Couple of hoplites pushing on Nya Marine's position down in the south. Gun and Nano is on board, facing up against a gun and stealth comm. So just by raw damage and HP regen and whatnot, Team 2 will win that fight in a 1v1 fight. Ladder matches kind of tend to, of course, just have less kills because they're ladder matches. That's kind of how that goes. But in general, there's not as many more riskier plays with comms, because if you lose in a 3v3, if one player dies, that's 33% of your APM gone. Second player dies, 66% gone. So it's very, very risky. You have to essentially get bang for your buck when you kill, when you sacrifice yourself for the greater good. And we have a couple of T2 PD being built here to secure use position. Gun and T2. Gun and 2-star vetted comm. So Nano definitely needs to be brought on both of those commanders, but don't think that position is going to last too much longer. There are some T2 tanks inbound, also some T3 tanks inbound from you, so it's really going to shift the balance of power at least a little bit in his favor. But T3 land has been started, so he'll gain a little bit of an advantage for now. But once the Perseus come online, good luck. In the south, again, 2v1 scenario in favor of Team 2, but there's a lot of hoplites inbound. There's a lot of those little buggers. I wish my keyboard was working properly. That's always frustrating when your equipment just doesn't work the way you want it to. Interceptors just guarding the northeastern approach. There's a decent chunk of the map just kind of canceled out by mountains, so it kind of makes this really weird canyon-like situation. And even in the canyon, there's other canyons involved in there as well, so it's kind of a canyonception or something. So players are kind of, again, limited on options on where they can go. But Team 1 has been pushed back in the north. Way she goes will secure this position. Decent amount of reclaim from both teams. U drops into the red, sub 3,000 hit points. Should be fine unless a T3 strap bomber comes inbound and just one-taps that comm. So we'll see if that happens. I highly doubt it. I very, very rarely see first bomber out of anybody, even if it's a 3v3, 4v4 ladder match, except that one time. That one time was very impressive. I think it was 25, 30k mass killed with one bomb. It was on that not new, but for me, new-ish Navy map. Oh, I forgot what it's called. I've casted a couple of games on it. Oh, I can think of the map in my head. I just can't remember the name. I think it's not Tabula. That's a different map. Odyssey something? I don't know. I could probably look it up at the end of the vid. Anyway, Zanes has a nice little shield on board here. and has advanced range and sensor package. So not going full Aeon Sniper Commander, but at least has the range to at least have a nice view on what's going on this side of the map. That is a decent portion. The map is not super big. It's probably about a 13 to 14, so that is a chunky part of the map, especially with other sections of the map essentially being devoid of the everything else. We do see, again, more come-on-come action is occurring. Now Marine actually comes in to just protect Sane's Row. It's not Sane's Row, but Sane's Calm. Now Marine still pushing in, and Barfeeder has been pushed back. Hoplites great at range, not so much at close range. Hoplites, yeah, they have those nice little missiles, but man, do they lack hit points. And now Marine is possibly just going to be walked down here. Rhinos are going to continue to just barrel down on this comp. Unless he gets a T2 transport inbound right about now. I think this is the first kill of the game. He's dropping into the lowest yellows and the red. Gets a rank in veterancy. I don't think he's going to make it. We even see Sane's getting a piece of action of here. And there goes Team 1's first player of the game. 16.5 minutes. So the southern side is going to be definitely a advantage for Team 2, especially just eliminating that player in that little canyon there. In the northeast, couple of sniper bots online going after Way She Goes as calm. Way She Goes does have Nano on board, so she's repping up very quickly. Yu has Nano on board as well, so he's repping up pretty quickly. It looks like both those players heard me through the ether like, yeah, we probably need some regen on board. Of course, the death of Barf means that Nuclear Justice now has 2 bases, which in a map like this, if you can lock down land and not have to worry about that for a while, you could really spam up some air forces with 2 bases. Air grid not being super expanded upon yet, but I think he's just really figuring out exactly what he wants to do. Could go for early monkey, could go for a couple strap bombers, could do a whole bunch of stuff with that extra mass. Yu has now reclaimed that Trimax position once again, is now severely pushed back Team 2's Way She Goes, but she's going back into it. She's probably just going to hold up in this position right here. I mean, it's not a bad place, but I'd probably go right about there. Just so that, well, maybe even here, because this is the kill box right here. So if you can post up, especially with T3 Ravagers, you probably get away with it right here and launch into this narrow environment. Granted, you'd have to do it over here as well because there's another access point. So that is the downside with having a forward operating, essentially front line right there, is that you have to have 2 of those instead of 1. But then if you don't, then you could come in and just come west and take out this position with land. So it is a give and take, but I think long term, having 2 frontline positions, especially in narrow necks of environment, probably is a better idea than just having a wide berth on 1. Especially with the game probably transitioning into not mostly air, but a lot more air. And we're approaching 19 or almost 20 minutes at this point. And I wouldn't be surprised if somebody else thinks about going to air. I mean, again, with Justice at 2 bases, somebody else is going to have that idea at some point. ASF's running around here for both teams, but again, no real clear winner in air for now. Transport online, not super risky, but whenever your comm's in the air, it's a little tense, especially if you're dropping the comm in or taking it out. It is very, very risky. Omni in the middle of the map here for Team 1. Nice placement there. Team 2 is a tiny smidgen back, but is essentially the same position. Did that shield just come offline? Yeah, the shield just came offline. Looks like it's a... Oh, yeah, it's a power concern. We do see that Team 2's Saints has actually dropped his comm up here, coming to assist Way She Goes' position. I love this. The air player who's usually in the back, hanging out, sipping a Mai Tai, just enjoying the whatever they're doing on the front lines. And we actually see all of the commanders for Team 2 right here. So if Nuke came in, that would be a triple kill. A good way to end the game there. But obviously that's at least a couple minutes at a minimum of being out, let alone in a ladder match like this, it's probably 10 minutes. In the south, brick wall attacking the forces holding position here for Nya Marine. And there's a lot of room to cover, especially on this western side. I think the same thing on the northeastern side. Especially with no comm here, it's not really suitable. The bricks actually come in to just try to stop the incoming aggression, and the T1 GT units trying to do what they can at range, or within their range, but not going to be enough. The bricks are going to win that fight, but they will take heavy losses. And we do see Otham stacking up here. It is very, very rare to see everybody in the same kind of environment. And they're just all kind of like staggered there as well. You know, Box Canyon in the middle of the desert. Like Baker's Canyon, essentially. Anyway. The bricks have secured that position. They're not pushing too far in. Team 1 spam facilities come on the line for Now Marine. So, looks like he's just going to go for Medusa spam, which can work. It's very... not super great when it comes to bricks. It works well with Percy's, but bricks are probably not the best option to fight against. And those bricks are engaging. But there's been more bricks built here for Team 2, so it's going to be just, again, war of attrition scenario over there in the west. Get a little bit more ground, but I'm not going to get that much more. In the east with 3 comms here. I mean, that's 3 overcharges plus all the Percy's here. Good luck, pretty much. Again, not utilizing this kind of hook maneuver that he obviously could. So we'll see if anybody ends up using that avenue. Again, same thing over here in the west, but I just think it's so far out of the way. It's just not worth it, especially with, you know, T2 radar would easily just, oh yeah, spot that. And still, it's just Autumns, and more Autumns, and more Percy's and whatnot. Looks like all the comms have kind of fled behind those units, though. Those sniper bots are kind of having some annoying encounters for Team 2, and they're starting to stack up quite extensively. Percy's are actually trying to just full steam ahead it, and are making some work. The sniper bots haven't really been given orders to retreat yet, which means the Percy's are now fully in range and will obviously one-tap those units very, very nicely. Ooh, it's just not a great environment. Ooh, now we even see some spearheads in the mix. Love to see those. Just spam out the missiles over there. Another dead Otham, another dead missile launcher, another. It's just, the attack did not work well. I'm assuming Yu's going to build a chicken at some point here. I mean, that far forward, why not? In the west, still the brick war rages on, but I think Team 2 is slowly winning that. It takes far longer for Team 1 to resupply, rearm, resupply would be the replenish their forces, but they do have some SACU Rambo preset commanders online, which are annoying, and they have EMP weapons, so not great for Team 2. But they are being pushed back, which is something, but the numbers are definitely favoring Team 1 at this point. That's what Nuclear ended up doing with his extra mass, was just funneling into SACUs, which, you know, you got enough of them, that's a game ender right there. I mean, again, 1,000 of anything will kill anything, so just depends on what you spend your mass on. 25 minutes almost on the clock here. Team 2 has 3 players left. Team 1 has 2 players left, so Team 2's in the lead for that map control. I'd say definitely 50-50. It definitely fluctuates, but it's, again, there's also a lot of dead zones, so yeah, Team 1's forces are just slightly past the middle, but there's nothing to really get from that in terms of mexes, so it's not really worth much. Mass in terms of income, Team 2 1k, Team 1 1.2k, of course partially driven by Justice having dual base for a while now. News actually almost at 600 as well, so the leaders in eco are on Team 1, but Team 2 on average doing pretty well. 230, 400 and 400. I think some of that might be power related. Nope, that's not power related. Okay. Just needs to eco a tiny bit more. Those missiles just have a really wide arc when they're on the move. But anyway, let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game. Of course, if you haven't done so already, because why not at this point, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I really, really, really do appreciate it. Thank you so very much for doing that and for watching. I appreciate both, but at the minimum, thank you so much for watching. Even if you don't like, subscribe, comment, do all the things, at the minimum, you're watching the video. So, like, I have to thank you for that. Not I have to, but I enjoy thanking each and every one of you for that. Couple of ASFs sitting on the ground there. Again, not a good place to park your ASFs, and one of them actually gets killed off there. Again, one, not the end of the world. That one item down there, though, that's not great. It's not great. So I was having responding to somebody's comment about a couple days ago's video about the Colossus via the crab or versus the crab, and DPS is both for the same for both the Colossi and the crab, but the Colossus is cheaper. It has smaller profile, so in this instance, yes, you would take the Colossus because it's cheaper and you can get more of those out faster. The downside is you have to get them in range of the crab. So if you have a wide map, it's not super great because, you know, crab has a lot of places to go or be able to turn and whatnot. But in this kind of narrow neck of environment like this, Colossus is the way to go. Get fast, outmaneuver. You know, the crab has to still slowly walk back, but it's just kind of, it's not as a good environment. So, and if you can box your opponent in and they can't move, you just call an artillery strike and it's dead. So it's just how it's more efficient that way. One bomb kills 10 units versus shooting 10 units. And a lot of people will take that trade. We do see, I think it's Raz coming online here for, no, Raz is already online. Gun coming online here for nuclear, I imagine. I mean, I wouldn't imagine he has anything else planned for that comm. No, maybe not. What's on his chest? I mean, I highly doubt he's building laser. Oh, he's doing T3. Okay, see, that makes more sense. Nuke. Speaking of Nuke, whenever I talked about that before, who's the Nuke? It's on Team 2 going after Team 1's position. The chicken is almost done. That's not great. That's going to suck. Team 1 has invaded, though. And that is not going well here for Team 2's Eastern Front. There are a lot of Percy stacked up waiting for defensive orders to be given. Nuke is outbound now. It's going to kill off at least the frontline supplies. And boom! Does not kill the chicken off. That's very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. The chicken is almost done, too. So that would have been a great, great grab. But that is just... oh, that is very sad to see. But again, first nuke of the game. Kills off some stuff. No, can't fault him for that. Team 1's attack gets derailed almost immediately. We're seeing Ravagers be spammed. No, those are engineers. We see Ravagers being spammed up here. So I think the way she goes is starting to go the whole just build a one-line defensive position approach. In the west, Crab versus 2 monkeys. Another nuke is outbound from Team 2. 2 nukes in a ladder match on the same team? Is it? It's not the same player, is it? No, there's no way he loaded that nuke that quick. Yep. No. Wow. He's loading that thing super quick. Team 1's attacks, though, are doing very well. They're breaking through Team 2's defenses once again. PD from multiple players inbound to the southwest to deal with this. SACUs are just driving Team 2 nuts over there. Nuke is inbound. Will it clip the SMD? I think so. It will. Kaboom! Takes out everything down here. Takes everything over here. So the base, once belonging to Barfeeder, is now gone. Team 2 is in the lead for Eco 1.4 to 1.3. Again, all those yellow dots and a Fat Boy online. Fat Boys, especially on this map. Small environment to move in. Good luck. Good luck getting out of range of that annoyingness over there to the east. In the west, SACU's just running amok with crabs and chicken's bricks over there. Of course, they can reclaim newly minted. Crab is on the front line, going to kill off this crab. And again, 2-star vetted, but it's in the red. No star vetted. Again, going to win that fight every day of the week. Another nuke is already half loaded, already killed off 93,000 mass, so that's a lot of mass for 2 nukes. That's over 45,000 mass per nuke. Done a great job with those first 2 nukes there, Sains. Very, very good job. Again, only thing I'd criticize, somebody knows what I'm going to say. At least one shield. Just build a shield just in case. I swear I did not time that at all. I swear. He heard me. He heard me. And he's like, oh, yeah, I got to build a shield because somebody's going to say something. Anyway, he built a shield to protect that, and I saw a satellite prepped up, so that's going to be interesting to development here for Team 2. And those SACUs still breaking in. They might get to that Omni. That would be a nice grab. I don't know if it's going to be worth the mass cost for a couple of SACUs going after one Omni. I mean, to each their own in terms of value and whatnot, but I don't know. I feel like one SACU is just not worth, or not one, but like 3 or 4 of them. And that's if they get it at this point. And the SACU is... Oh, nope. There's going to be an air fight over here. Let me slow this down. Over the top of this crab. Actually, dual crab. And it looks like Team 1's going to win that fight. The turns are actually starting to favor Team 2, actually. Another nuke out. That's number 3. Number 3, my lord. Outbound here from Team 2 Sains. And he has an air grid, nice little air grid. It's actually not, again, it's not super split in half, but the T3 air headquarters is on essentially its own air grid with a couple of things, and the majority is over here. Artillery, man, how much mass is this guy pulling in? He's loading nukes, he's building artillery. Like, man, he's being super efficient with this stuff. SACU is still alive. The Omni is still alive. That's great. Team 2 won the air fight. That is definitely not great for Team 1. And a nuke is outbound. It's going for the same spot again. See, this is why you should always nuke the chickens. No, it's continuing to go. I hear an explosion. No, it's not that. It's going to go after this position. T3 artillery is done. Man, everybody's just popping off today. Kaboom! Takes out 5 mexes, and they were dual ringed too. So 27 plus 8 is 35. No. Yeah, 35 times 5. 150. 175 mass income. That's gotta hurt. Yeah, because 30 times 5 is 150, and then 5 times 5 is 25. So yeah. Oof, that's rough. But T3 artillery is online, so that's something. Good thing he built that before he lost all that mass income. It's going after the nuke, but the nuke is on the edge of the map, which means a decent portion of those shots are going to land in the void ocean. So great use of map there from Team 2 Sains, using the environment to his advantage, or in this case, the lack of environment to his advantage. Percy's trying to kill off the chicken, but the fat boy is gonna die. I'm sorry, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. You needed more Percy's. Oh, no. Oh, never mind. I was wrong. But there's T2 artillery raiding in, so that might actually solidify the kill. But Team 2 did stop the... chicken. One more shot. Oh, the fat boy does get eliminated. So we have you receiving 2 nukes, and then Nuclear Justice received 1 of them. That was a base killer, though. That was not great. And you can see a lot of that aggression has died down considerably. And Team 1 is in heavy anti-air defense construction. Look at all these Myrmidons being built. 26 of them so far, and they're all right here. And then Team 1 up there. Don't see that much AA running around. There's a little bit mixed in there, but nothing too crazy. ASFs are inbound for the gunships. Still, this SACU is not dead. 20,000 mass killed. 5-star vetted. SACU regenning 445 hit points a second. Some Percy's coming to say hi. They're being EMP'd, though. So that's not great. But one of them is actually able to land a shot. But I just don't think he's not firing fast enough to be able to kill off that... unit by itself. Western side, though, is not looking good for Team 1. The 2 crabs is not helping anything from Team 1's perspective. Again, they do have a T3 artillery. They are producing more crabs as we speak. Team 2 has their own T3 artillery, producing its second. And shields have heavily shielded up this position. So that nuke is going nowhere. And that satellite's actually been ignored, so... we'll see if the satellite is going anywhere one way or the other. Couple of crabs running around. Couple of bricks running around. Still trying to kill off that SACU. I always want to call a brick a crab and a crab a brick. I don't know why. In the west, those two crabs, escorted by some bricks, take out another SACU producing facility. So, again, it's just not looking good for Team 1. Team 1 needs a kill, and Team 1 needs a base death in terms of just wiping out an entire base. Now, the air grid is a nice target, which has a shield there, but nothing too much there. And it's just more shields. And, okay, the satellite is going to be built. Well, that's a lot of shields for one nuke. You gotta love it. Gotta build. I think it's due to the build restrictions on the edge of the map. SACU down once again. Team 1 is just losing territory by the minute. It's not going well for them. And T3 artillery still raining in. Looks like now targeting the air grid. Some of those are weakened. There is 2 shields here, so that'll help protect a little bit from that volatile cascade explosion. SACU still not dead. 24,000 mass killed, causing a lot of an annoyance for Team 2. There is 2 players are actually technically firing on this thing. And there's some Percy's being... Don't tell me they're being airlifted into assist. Oh, they are literally being airlifted into assist. Look at this. And we even have parashields being deployed, not to protect the units, but to block some shots. T3 in land headquarters right here. You would think that that would be wiped out by now. Another Percy drop inbound. Man, Team 2 is way she goes does not like that SACU in particular. Chicken is being bombarded by some fat boy fire, but again, nothing too crazy in that regard. Second artillery. Nope, no new second artillery shields going down due to a power outage. That's not great. Gotta fix that issue sooner rather than later. T3 artillery from Team 2 has knocked out the air grid, so Team 1 just has that group of ASFs alone, and that's really it. Team 1 bombers over top going to come and assist, but it's going to barely inconvenience those crabs at a minimum. SACs are inbound. That'll help at least stop the brick wall. Will not stop the crabs, though, so chickens need to be deployed immediately, which we already see one almost done, so that is going to be the case, and it's been -1 for a little bit. I'm going to speed that back up. I think I slowed it down for the air fight, and then I completely forgot about it. SACU finally defeated after, what, 5 minutes of being there, if not more? Dang. Are there 2 artillery pieces or just 1? No, I think there's just... Oh, there's just 1. Okay, it just looks like 2. Because there's some yellow dots going that way. Well... No. There is 2. Never mind. Okay. Team 2's Neon Marine has 2. Well, with his, that's 2 artillery pieces for Team 2. Third one is under construction, and fourth one is under construction. With a satellite almost done, and a nuke is loaded. 132,000 mass kill with that thing. Air fight not going super well for Team 2, but there's still a large amount of numbers. Even if Team 2 loses that fight, they kill off almost all the ASFs. They essentially won air control anyways. It does look like Team 2 does not like the artillery piece being fired by Team 1, so they have that going for them. That's a nice little distraction for them. But at a minimum, there's not a whole lot left. I mean, they have the land over here that Team 2 is definitely not going to engage in, because why would they? They're, oh, the chicken is inbound. The chicken is inbound. At this point, I feel like Team 2 definitely knows it's there. Oh, yeah, they know it's there. Yeah, there's no escaping that thing. Or escaping their notice. 3 crabs now online for Team 2's orange player of Neon Marine. And, yeah, that amount of SACUs, it's nice. The EMP weapons are great, but that's another one. And that's another one. And that's another one, and that's another one. Yeah, it's just not going well in that regard for Team 1. I think it would have been better to maybe even stick with just RAS boys and just build more Team 3, Team 4 units in that regard. Now it's a 2v1. That crab is severely wounded, though. This crab's going to bring up the rear. That one's also heavily wounded. Heavily wounded, severely wounded. And then lightly wounded would be just some scrapes and whatnot. T3 air facility is knocked out for Saints Row, so he has lost air, at least air-producing facilities for a moment. And the attack in the east gets denied. Chicken is going to just send it, because why not? And looks like some Ravagers were not having fun, so they got rid of him. Nuclear Justice Control K's, seeing that the game is not really going in his way or whatever the reason is. And there he goes. Oh, I think it was no death by satellite. That's probably what it was. There's a lot of T3 mexes that are dual ringed. That is a lot of mass that's going to go away here shortly if the artillery or the satellite takes it out. Crabs are inbound. They're going to go for the remnants of Justice's base. So that'll knock out another base for Team 1, leaving Team 1 with their main base and then the artillery position. This is getting pretty entrenched over here to the east, though, so that is something to be a little bit worried about for Team 2. But there's really nothing here in terms of big items. It's mainly just infrastructure. So it's not of a offensive nature, but just an economic issue. T3 air facility going to be knocked out. Brick's going to die by the volatile explosion of the T3 P-Gens. That's not going to be fun. Mex is also being shot at by some Percys over here, dropped off by Way She Goes. So Team 2 just dropping stuff in where they can. Crab was being built by here. And there goes the T3 air headquarters. That base is now dead and gone. I wish my keyboard worked, says you. I don't know what his problem if it is. I wonder if he's using a laptop or if he's using a mechanical or something keyboard. Maybe he just has to get a new one. And if it's a new laptop keyboard, that is a pain. You might as well just get a new laptop. And that is sad, Way She Goes, essentially saying. I mean, when your stuff doesn't, when you can't perform as well because your mouse isn't working, your whatever isn't working, it is very annoying. I can attest to that. But there's only so much you can do in that regard. So it is unfortunate, but it does happen to all of us at some point. My issue usually happens where some games I play, sometimes the game just gets alt-tabbed for some random reason, and I don't know why. It just happens. I was playing Dredge, if you've played that game before, and it would just randomly alt-tab me, like, about 15, 20 minutes in the game, alt-tab me, and I just alt-tab back in, and it was fine. Never did it again until I played the game again the next day or whatever. It's very weird. There's only one time during a play session. Very, very weird. Artillery. Oh, the shields are down. The shields are down. Artillery strikes. Oh, needs one more shot, and it will take out the emissary for Team 2's Saiyans. We do see non-marine, but he's closer to the shield side of things, not next to the P-Gens. Another shot. It all goes wide, but the T3 artillery is knocked out. Oh, that's gotta be rough. It was just one more shot and the shields pop back online, and that is it. Scathus is done, being constructed, because why not? Second artillery is done. Got to fire that nuke at some point. Satellite, of course. And the nuke has actually stopped loading. So, I mean, you could fire the nuke before the game's over, but I think at this point, I think we kind of know which way the game is going. Not going well here for Team 1. And it is nice to have kind of a shorter game. A lot of my videos are at least 45 to 50 minutes. So just looking at the timestamp, or whatever you want to call it, on OBS, and it barely just hit 39 minutes. So this will probably be a 43-minute video. Which, it's nice to have a little short video once in a while. You don't need to have no 2-hour-long video every day. And some people would like that. Some people don't. But some people would like that. Depends on the game for me. 2 hours can be really great or not great. So, and I think this game is, kind of a mix of both. 8 bricks can kill a chicken. No, 8 bricks can't kill a chicken. And then there's, the power micro. That is the other thing. I was going to say, just on its face, 8 bricks are not going to win a fight against a chicken. They can dodge the very, very slow gun shot. They can definitely dodge that. I think most units can dodge that. And Satellite over top. There's only one shield remaining. You just holding in, trying to keep everything together, but not going super well for him. Oh, because why not? Why not just start one? Because why not? And she's like, oh, I'll just go satellites instead. They're cheaper and they're faster. Is everybody out of... Everybody pretty much is out of power at this point, but it's not really going to matter. 44 minutes on the clock. Used down to one singular main base-ish. All the western edge and everything else is gone. One random... Oh, please tell me... Oh, you're reclaiming it. I thought you were capturing it. I've been like, oh, I thought you were going to capture it. That's probably going to take forever, though. Reclaiming it. That's always fun to watch. ARAS done for Sains. Also, because why not? Shields are down. Artillery raining in. Hits you straight in the face. Ooh, that's got to hurt. Another shot just south of that position. Satellites. Ooh, not going to be fun. The Pigeon is going to be... Nope, it's gone. And you takes another hit. Just, I think, barely out of range. Does have nano on, not full, advanced nano, but does have some nano on board. Is that Scathus? No, that Scathus is done. That's a fast Scathus. Jeez. Yeah, I don't know what he means. Is he, like, missing keys on his keyboard? Like, I don't know. Saying your keyboard doesn't work is very broad. And there he goes. He dips out of the game and calls it a day. Team 2 wins the game. Team 2's MVP. I gotta give it to Sains. That nuke. And he launches the nuke, of course, at the last second. Gotta give it to him. That one nuke set Team 2 up very, very well. Nuke. Knocked out Eco. Knocked out the front line. Did a very, very good job of that. Went for Satellite, which, it's nice to have that. And then Artillery as well to follow up Team 1's Artillery. So, definitely did a lot of work. And also assisted in the West and in the East. So, usually air players don't do that, at least, especially in a ladder match. They don't really do that as much, but definitely like seeing that teamwork. But let me know down in the comments who you would pick for MVP or what you think Yu's keyboard issue was. He was still able to do a whole lot considering, so I just don't know what his issue was. But again, let me know down in the comments what you think. Thanks so much for watching. I really, really, really do appreciate it. And I will see all of you in the next one.